Chapter 1. Discovery. It was an overcast, chilly morning in a modern metropolis where four explorers, Sam, Lena, Alex, and Ravi, found themselves cleaning out a dusty, forgotten storage room in the University History Department. Each member of the group had a different reason for volunteering, but all were bound by a shared curiosity for history and discovery. Sam, the team's geography expert, was the first to notice a peculiar, weathered map hidden inside a wooden chest. He carefully unrolled it, revealing a mysterious depiction of regions unknown to modern maps. As the group examined the map, they realized it represented uncharted territory, labeled only as the Veil. A strange energy filled the air. Is it possible we've found a place no one has ever explored? Sam asked, almost whispering. Lena, a biologist with a penchant for the unexplained, grinned with excitement. Alex, a pragmatic physicist, initially raised doubts. Ravi, a tech-savvy engineer, insisted they investigate further. With newfound purpose, they meticulously planned their journey to the Veil, aware they might be venturing into a discovery that could change the world forever. Chapter 2. Preparing for Adventure. The group spent weeks preparing, each honing their skills and ensuring they had the best tools for the journey. Sam delved into historical records and pieced together legends surrounding the Veil. Lena researched flora and fauna of the surrounding regions, suspecting that whatever was on the other side of the Veil might be biologically unique. Alex, ever practical, tested and calibrated equipment to measure environmental anomalies, while Ravi designed lightweight yet durable recording devices and drones to document every step. They met nightly to discuss logistics, working late into the evening, and debating everything from navigation techniques to emergency protocols. With every detail addressed, they packed their gear and set off at dawn, embarking on a journey none could predict. Chapter 3. Crossing the Threshold. After days of travel through dense, ancient forests, the explorers finally reached an area that matched the map's depiction of the Veil. Strange stone markers stood at the threshold, worn with age yet covered in unfamiliar symbols. The air here felt thicker, and an odd sensation washed over them. They continued until they saw a shimmering light through the trees, a portal standing like a doorway into another realm. After a moment's hesitation, they crossed the threshold. Instantly, they were transported into a surreal world of kaleidoscopic colors and towering plants that emitted a soft, radiant glow. Gravity felt lighter, and their senses seemed sharper, as if everything in this new world was heightened. The ground beneath them pulsed with life, sending vibrations through their boots. With each step, this changes everything we know about physics, Alex muttered in awe, already scanning the surroundings with his equipment. Each member set to work. Lena collected samples of bioluminescent plants that seemed to respond to touch, and Alex marveled as his instruments picked up gravitational fluctuations he couldn't explain. Ravi's drones captured footage of crystalline waterfalls that defied gravity, flowing upwards into floating lakes. Their awe was tinged with apprehension as they realized the landscape seemed to shift subtly, as though it were alive. Chapter 4. A World of Wonder and Peril. Days passed as they ventured deeper into the Veil, their initial awe giving way to a sense of trepidation. They encountered creatures that mirrored no life forms. They knew some appeared to have ethereal wings and emitted a soft hum as they drifted past, chameleon-like, blending seamlessly into the landscape. Lena documented each organism with fascination, but grew increasingly cautious after a close encounter with a plant that released spores, inducing temporary paralysis in her arm. The environment itself became increasingly unpredictable. Strong, sudden gusts of wind nearly swept them off their feet, and bizarre time shifts left them disoriented. Day would turn into night within minutes, and at times they found themselves moving in loops, unable to progress despite walking in a straight line. Sam, noting the unusual changes, began mapping their route, meticulously marking each area with markers to track their progress. One night, as they camped near a clearing filled with phosphorescent flowers, they saw a massive shadow pass overhead, a creature so vast that it momentarily blotted out the sky. They held their breaths in silence, watching as it soared away, leaving them shaken and unsure of what other dangers might lurk. Chapter 5. The Breaking Point. The once unified group began to feel the strain. Constant exposure to the unknown, coupled with sleepless nights and a landscape that seemed to defy logic, took its toll. Alex began doubting the safety of continuing, arguing that the risks outweighed the rewards. Ravi, however, was resolute, his fascination with the technological possibilities only deepening as they uncovered new anomalies. One day, while traversing a canyon, they encountered a gravity anomaly that caused everything to float intermittently. Objects they dropped would hover in midair, and even their bodies would lift slightly, giving them a feeling of weightlessness. Alex, mesmerized, attempted to measure the anomaly but ended up drifting too far. Ravi managed to pull him back, but the experience rattled Alex, who insisted they return. The argument that ensued threatened to fracture the team, but Sam intervened. Every one of their purpose. He persuaded them to stay focused and pushed forward. Their spirits were low, but the bond they shared as explorers pulled them back together. Chapter 6. The Cost of Exploration. Their progress was interrupted again by an environmental shift that left them stranded in a swamp-like region filled with gaseous clouds that distorted their vision. Ravi's drones malfunctioned in the dense mist, and Sam's maps were useless as landmarks disappeared into the fog. They relied on each other for support, trekking through knee-high, viscous mud for what felt like an eternity. During this ordeal, Lena fell ill, likely due to exposure to a toxic plant or spore. She became delirious, and her breathing grew shallow. With few medical supplies, they had no choice but to press on, hoping to find a safe haven where she could rest. The sense of hopelessness weighed heavily on the group as they took turns carrying her. Their determination and resilience kept them moving forward, though fear of losing Lena haunted them. Through sheer will, they reached a clearing where Sam built a makeshift shelter. They nursed Lena back to health over the following days, her recovery serving as a reminder of their shared strength and purpose. Chapter 7. Return and Rejection. Finally, they made their way back to the portal and crossed over into the familiar world, weary but triumphant. They returned to the university, brimming with data and samples, eager to share the discoveries they had risked so much to obtain. Yet, they were unprepared for the dismissal and ridicule that awaited them. Their findings were scrutinized, and even their footage was dismissed as CGI manipulation. The scientific community questioned their credibility, and peers who had once supported them now distanced themselves. Publicly branded as fabricators, their reputations suffered, and the team faced the painful reality of rejection. But they were not defeated. The explorers began compiling an extensive report, and Lena, ever passionate, scheduled lectures and presentations, inviting anyone who would listen. Slowly, the seeds of belief began to take root, though acceptance was far from universal. Chapter 8: Designing for the Future. Determined to continue their work, the team set about creating enhanced equipment for future expeditions. Ravi designed protective suits tailored for the extreme conditions within the veil. Each suit equipped with environmental sensors, gravity stabilizers, and reinforced armor to withstand the unpredictable terrain and elements. They worked tirelessly on prototypes, testing and refining each feature. The suits allowed them to venture further and gather data more efficiently, undeterred by past challenges. Finally, they were ready, this time with not only advanced gear, but the resolve to face whatever the veil held. Chapter 9: Recognition and Legacy. Over the next years, the world began to open its mind. Small but growing circles of scientists and explorers began to believe, conducting studies and developing new technology inspired by the team's findings. The explorers' resilience and discoveries ignited public curiosity. A new era of exploration and scientific pursuit. Universities founded programs dedicated to exploring the unknown, and the veil was recognized as a groundbreaking discovery. The once mocked explorers became celebrated pioneers, invited to speak at prestigious events and even receiving government support to continue their research. Chapter 10: A New World Beyond the Veil. With society's acceptance and technological advancements, the group prepared for one final expedition, a journey to establish a permanent base within the veil. Equipped with the latest technology, they set forth, knowing they would likely be gone for years. Yet this time, they were not alone. A team of eager young scientists joined them, inspired by their courage and commitment. After months of exploration, they established a small settlement, bringing a new era of human presence into the veil. Their work led to cooperation with native species and opened a path for future generations to continue expanding humanity's reach beyond known frontiers. Epilogue, Legends, and Legacies. Decades later, the original explorers, now legendary figures, returned to visit the ever-growing community within the veil. They stood on a mountaintop, gazing over an endless, vibrant landscape, a world once hidden yet now alive with the marks of human curiosity and coexistence. They knew they had left behind a legacy, an invitation to all who would come after them to seek knowledge, embrace the unknown, and cherish the endless possibilities of discovery. As they gazed into the horizon, they saw not just the vastness of the veil, but the boundless future of exploration, a gift for all who dared to follow. Beyond the Known, a journey into the uncharted. Chapter 1.